Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and the market, as you can see, is mixed. It is going sideways, and I think it's waiting on the Fed. Darren Moore tweeted out that he thinks if the Fed raises the interest rate by a half a point, that we will see a little bit of a pump. If it is a surprise at 75 basis points, we probably will see it go lower. I happen to agree with him. So remember, all eyes on the Fed. In this video, we're going to look at the SEC versus Ripple going to the Supreme Court. Well, there are a couple of people who weighed in on that. Also, Hester Peirce, her body language just speaks volumes in this clip that I curated for you. And XUS, a new stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Yep, we'll look at that one first. All right, let's go.
Xago is built on, the XRP ledger, and the payment rails enable us to also talk to big corporates. For individuals to be able to send money home, there have been, it takes days. They don't know when it's actually going to get there. There are high costs, especially in Africa. And Xago was founded so that we, could actually help the individual, especially in Africa, and empower them to be able to send money across borders without being ripped off.
That was the Chief Marketer and Information Officer, Sheridan Inglis, and she was joined by the CEO and co-founder, Mark Chirnside, and in the middle was the co-founder and Chief Commercial Officer, Jürgen Kernell. They are a powerhouse C-suite for sure. I had an interview with them this evening. It is coming in its full entirety to be watched in a brand new market research report that is the first of its kind, launching in July. That's why at the end of the video it says July 2022. One of the contributors, there are a lot of contributors within the community and beyond. It's a very unique product, and I hope you enjoy it. But what Xago has is a stablecoin backed by the US dollar, 1-for-1. It's fully compliant and audited. It's going to really be an important benefit for the people living in Africa and probably beyond as they grow the use case. So the XRP ledger is really a powerful tool to move the money around the world like information. Do look forward to that project launching in the first week of July. It is being brought to you by a lot of people and their hard work from the community. It's very, very interesting. All right, let's keep it moving. Dr. Rosalind Layton wrote a new article today. It is the SEC's crypto bait and switch, an investor's loss of $15 billion. She's talking about Hinman's speech being a bait and switch because it was a promise that blockchain was going to be the revolution. And now it's only to be hammered out of existence by the SEC with this barrage of enforcements. The next clip you'll see is Hester Peirce, the SEC commissioner, speaking yesterday, and I can only tell you, just watch her body language. It is so obvious that she has a strong distaste for Gensler. Have a listen.
One of the things that I have tried to push back against in my role as a commissioner is merit regulation, because we're not a merit regulator. Some other securities regulators are merit regulators. We are not. That's not what Congress told us to do. ESG term, environmental social governance, or everything that sounds good, we put out a proposal that is a disclosure proposal, but is certainly, at least appears to me, I should say. And again, we're in a comment period, so I welcome anyone's comments. Tell me I'm wrong about this, but when we put in the rule and we say, well, we realize it's going to be really hard to measure your scope 3 greenhouse gas emissions. one solution would be for you to make a different product. You know, what the SEC, a disclosure regulator, is suggesting to people that they make a different product so they don't have to make a particular disclosure to us. That's a remarkable statement. The misuse of a very effective disclosure framework to affect people's behavior substantively. That's just not our role. And if it does start to become our role, we're going to become a hyper-politicized regulator. And that breaks my heart, because the SEC has a really important role to play in keeping capital markets functioning effectively. The capital markets in the United States are the best in the world, and there's a reason that they're the best in the world. And injecting politics into everything that we do is a terrible idea. And I hope that we're able to resist the urge, whether it's in the crypto area or in green finance or any other area.
Every time I watch that clip, it just gets better. I've never seen Hester Peirce so, I don't want to say animated or dramatic, but so expressive with her body language before. That was quite telling. All right, this next clip, no, it's not from the video that John had yesterday, but I wanted to give him a shout out. And if you haven't had a chance to watch this on the Crypto Law TV YouTube channel, definitely see it. He had some really great guests. And one guest in particular is J.W. Verrett. You can see he is on the far right there. The event that Hester Peirce was at, J.W. Verrett was also at that event. He had a panel, and I want you to listen to it because they were asked in the Q&A about Ripple, and everybody gave their answer. And it's very interesting because twice it came up about the Supreme Court. All right, have a listen to this one.
I have some thoughts on the Ripple litigation. I'm actually doing a panel at 7 o'clock, a podcast at 7 o'clock tonight. Y'all should listen, with John Deaton, who's been very involved in that litigation, and a couple of other folks. There's a lot to say there. Sometimes court challenges against agencies can go against you. Sometimes you can get the opposite answer you want. That's true. That particular litigation, I think, probably will not get the far-reaching reinterpretation of Howey that I'd prefer. It'll probably be either settled or outcome on other grounds. Although I still contend that even though circuit by circuit analysis of Howey, which is what most lawyers will do for you, the SEC has a lot of discretion and the odds are in their favor. But if this case were reconsidered by the Supreme Court today, they had a chance to take a look at the original language in Howey. That language is pretty strict. I won't belabor it, but there are some qualifiers on that language that are pretty strict, that have been watered down a lot by circuit courts over the last couple of decades.
Right now, the big one appears to be the Ripple case. I think it will take a while for that case to wind its way up through the courts, potentially up to the Supreme Court. I think it makes a lot of sense to file in a bunch of different districts in a bunch of different circuits and just have this kind of bubble its way up.
Now, I agree with Commissioner Peirce when she says, we don't want to have enforcement, regulation by enforcement, where you wait until you have some big, massive case if you then have a settlement, and that becomes a template for the whole industry. But at the same time, I wish more in the crypto industry would go to court. But short of that, let's go to court. Why not?
I will also. Oh.
I was just going to say I've been advised publicly not to talk about my interest in suing the SEC.
So as J.W. Verrett said, it'll be settled or outcome on other grounds. Yeah, not a far-reaching reinterpretation of the Howey test either, if it goes this way. If the Supreme Court did hear it, well, the qualifiers of the language is much more strict. And so what he's meaning to say there is that if you really go by the strict interpretation, then no way is XRP a security. But the SEC now has made it so wide, so loose, so vague, so gray that they are applying it to anything that they can make fit into that hole. The second person to speak was Todd Phillips. He is in Washington, D.C. He's the Director of Financial Regulation at the Center of American Progress. It's called CAP, for short. They have a very interesting Twitter feed, by the way. So he thinks that, he seems to think that potentially this is just going to wind its way to the Supreme Court. I'm not so sure, especially if those Hinman emails are divulged, right? The drafts, all of the emails that we're waiting on that look like they're going to be able to be viewed. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I mean, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible, but I just don't know. And the third person was Jerry Brito. I think he just isn't in a position where he's being abused by the SEC, and nor does he take into account the wasting of American tax dollars. So when he says, let's just go to court, why not? Well, there's a lot of reasons why not. And in addition to that, I mean, just all of the unnecessary money, pain, delay, loss for the retail investors. I'm shocked at that response that he gave. I can't agree at all. All right, I just want to make quick mention of the Linqto special that they've got rolling. The reason why is because the minimum investment is down to $5,000, and they're going to give you $1,000 back in XRP. So can you imagine? I mean, this private equity, which is in the form of a pre-IPO shares, it's very special that you can get into this for this kind of money. Yes, credited investors, but wow, I'm telling you, this is really a very, very good entry price because normally these private equity investments were left for the hedge funds and for the large family office managers, and there was usually minimum investments of like 100,000. So the fact that Linqto is making it available for you to get into at basically $4,000 with the $1,000 back in XRP, it's really quite an amazing opportunity. You can choose between any of the unicorns that they have on the site. So it's a pretty great offering. And it's only until tonight at midnight in the United States. So you do have to act quickly if this is calling out to you, if it's if it's something that is interesting. I'll have a link to it in the description of this video below. All right, everybody, let's jump to the fluff. Father's Day is just around the corner, and what I wanted to do is share with you the rankings that Japan has for Father's Day gifts. Japan loves to do rankings. When you go into a store, you'll see little signs, often handwritten, and this will be the #1 ranking, and it'll give some description as to why it's ranked #1. It's usually customer feedback, lack of returns, repeat customers. There's just all sorts of reasons why they list the different rankings, and it is in just about all the stores you go into, from like select shops that have miscellaneous goods, all the way down to your local wine shop. I mean, it's just this country is ranking crazy. So for the top 10 ranking gifts on Father's Day this year, the first one is I'm going to start with the 10th one. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is number 10, which is the craft coffee coming from Nara. I have not tried this one, but it is so they say, a rare and high quality coffee bean and water that can be harvested only 5 to 8% worldwide. Wow. Yeah. Pretty luxurious. All right. Then we go to the King's Foot Pillow. This one's cute. And one of the very common beer gift sets. We have so many of these. This one is a set that is coming from Karuizawa, which is a famous resort area in Japan. Here is the Aoyama's popular spice curry. This is really good. This shop has curry that people stand in a line for. These are crackers. So you've got dried squid, grilled shrimp, conger eel, rough loosening. I have no idea what they're talking about here, shrimp, etc. So yeah, the senbei, is it's called, is really popular in Japan, and it is super good. It's addictive, just like a potato chip. And then you have a what is this? This is a back-ordered gift. Okay, it's kind of a gourmet package. Wow, pretty fancy. It's a seafood gift package with salmon roe, salmon scallops, mackerel, all sorts of food jewels from the North Sea. And then you've got, this is a luxury ochazuke set. It's a rice, kind of mom's cooking, comfort food or soul food in Japan. This is a place that serves it for lunch. Then you have unagi coming from Toyohashi. This unagi is eel, and I know some of you might say, "Oh, I can't do it," but if you try it, you will be hooked. It's considered a power food too. Really, really popular in the summertime. It's supposed to help you fight the humidity. Here's another really great craft beer. I want to tell you this Yona is fantastic. It's won 5 medals, I believe, in Germany for its beer. It is amazing, and it's not expensive at all. It is, if you ever come to Japan and you are kind of a beer connoisseur, that is one you must try. And the top is, of course, another eel dish. This is a set that has 3 different types in it. Eel is just, yes, here you see here that they talk about it's full of stamina. Say that 3 times. Not surprising. It's that time of year, and it's considered very special. It's expensive, so you might only eat eel. Some people might only eat it once a year, depending on the price. I would say it's getting more and more expensive, but it starts at about $29 for a serving and can go easily up into 60, 70 US dollars for a serving. So it is one of those meals that you save for a special occasion. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.